All right. Hi, everybody who I'm sending this to or who may see this. This is obviously just for like friends and stuff. But this is a Kickstarter that I got in the mail just recently. Oh my gosh, look at that. The art, and it works upside down too because of the mouth. Anyway, got this from the same company that makes the Nightfell books, company over in Italy. For anybody who knows what that is. If you don't worry about it. But this is based on an RPG system engine called the Year Zero, and it's kind of like a storytelling and map making RPG. You don't really play a character. You sort of like create a country or a continent, and you like roll stuff to create landscapes and historical events and stuff. It's just kind of like it's less role playing and more like storytelling collaboratively, like in an actual sense, like you're all authors. So it can be fun, different vibe. But for this, they morphed it so that it is competitive. It's not collaborative, and there's art inside the box. It's not competitive. It's not collaborative. It is competitive. So basically, it's for one Eldritch Master, one GM, and 2 to 6 other people who all play Cthulhu Mythos gods from Lovecraft or Robert E. Howard or Clark Ashton Smith or Robert W. Chambers, or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I did already open this. I couldn't help myself, so this is not going to come out in the order that it was packed, but it's very pretty. It's this little like novel-sized thing. It is printed on black paper, and oh man, yeah. Basically, the idea is you set the game in a location, and there are maps. There's like 9 of them. You set it in a location, and everybody gets to pick a different god or eldritch, elder one, old one, whatever you want to call it, and you compete to create and morph the map, the land where you are expressing your influence, and you can create cults and followers and cause monsters to come to be and create calamities, and for each like successful Shub-Niggurath, the goat of 1,000 young, for each like successful event that isn't blocked or somehow changed to somebody else's advantage, you get plot points. And as I think I read somewhere, I don't have the whole thing all read. Obviously, I just got this yesterday, but I think it's the first monster to the first player to get 5 plot points wins the game, and they get to say how the world ends or is changed into a reflection of their god's image. So the rainbow effect, the prismatic is just like, it's such a small thing, but it like when this is mostly black and white and then you shift it and it's all the colors, it's such a cool effect. It's a tiny little detail that I love. All right. There are dice. Of course there are dice. You have to roll dice. Came with a set of 9, and of course they are themed. Let me see. There's the 1 tentacle, 2 tentacles, 3 tentacles, 4 tentacles, 5 tentacles, and Cthulhu is 6. And then there are cards, and these are like large. It's not like a legitimate tarot deck, but they're intended to be like tarot cards where, you know, you draw one and it, like, you interpret what it says about whatever resource you found and how it can be put to use for your god, for your elder god's particular ends. And there's a deck for I think players, and there's a deck for the GM, because the GM draws different cards depending on what the players have available to them, and can throw interferences or unexpected events in that could be good or bad for anybody. It's just randomness that is something that then your eldritch gods and their followers have to deal with. And this is just a little sheet. It was on the outside of the package on the back, but you know, I'll keep it as like a separator. And then the maps. Oh, they are just black and white, but they're so... Look at that. They're so characteristic. They're very distinct. I love it. I love the black and white. And the 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, these are not tactical maps. This is not a tactical game. You're not like doing combat where, you know, you roll dice to see if you hit and that kind of thing. It's not that small. You're an eldritch god. Things just happen because you say so. So everybody sort of picks a location, and you know, and you can you can gain control of a different eldritch god's location if your cult attacks them and wins, or something like that. So it's a large scale combat. Yeah. So that was Europe in 1944, World War II. This one is just an abbey in the Alps in 1327. So monks are trying to hold on to the knowledge of past generations. Let's see. Ooh, Tokyo, spelled European-y, in 2024. So this is a modern setting. And then we've got something. Oh, there we go. Of course, Antarctica, 1972. Before the movie of John Carpenter's The Thing, but definitely after the Peabody expedition from Lovecraft's At the Mountains of Madness story. The Dreamlands. In always, because the Dreamlands are ever shifting and never shifting. They are timeless. For anybody who knows sort of the accepted land geography of the Dreamlands, there's about where Cellophase is. Shoot. I forget that there's another major metropolis here. One is obviously Cellophase. The Plateau of Leng and you know, unknown Kadath is up here. Yeah. Florence, Italy, 1490, middle of the Renaissance. Rediscovering secrets lost to time after the Dark Ages. We have, I really like this one. This is Amazonia in 1542, alternate Earth timeline. This is from Robert E. Howard's Conan the Barbarian world. And for anybody who didn't know, Cthulhu is referenced in Conan the Barbarian. Conan the Barbarian, Robert E. Howard and H.P. Lovecraft's Cthulhu are the same. It's the same universe. Conan and Cthulhu exist in the same imaginary world. And this is Amazonia. I think Amazonia is from Robert E. Howard. I didn't double check. Don't correct me. Of course, we need Lovecraft Country. Zoomed in on, there's the Isthmus, the peninsula of Massachusetts. We have Paris 1968. Now, unfortunately, I'm not up on my history. I'm not sure what was happening in 1968 in Paris. Recovering from World War II, there wasn't like a revolution or anything. I don't know exactly if this particular year has any significance. Forgive my ignorance. And then, last but not least, this is a fun one. Troy. The Battle of the Trojan War in 1200 BC. And then last but not least, we have a short but 5-paneled EM Eldritch Master screen. Look at that. All right. And I love the size too. It's like it's not the huge books. I love the huge books from D&D that are like, textbook size, but something compact like this is also just really nice and portable, like easy to take to other places. You don't have to carry around a backpack full of stuff. It's just, you got everything except, some character sheets for your Eldritch Gods. So, yeah, I'm really happy with this purchase. So, I'm not going to be able to play it with everybody, obviously, but for anybody who is interested and who is available, have a new game. Come be an Eldritch God and ruin and destroy the world, or remake it in your image.